Today we're starting chapter 6. This is section 6.1, and this is the law of sines. So the law of sines is only to be used when we talk about triangles that are not right triangles. So we use this to find missing sides and angles of triangles that are not 90 degrees. And the law of sines says, I have A of sine of A equal to B of sine of B and C of sine of C. So at any given point you would only use two of these three. A, B, and C are side lengths or side measurements. The capital letters A, B, and C represent angles. And if we're looking at a triangle, and here's A, B, and C, capital letters again represent angle measurements. So directly across from the angle would be side A. Directly across from the angle would be side B. Directly across from the angle would be side C. So for our first example, the directions will say solve the triangle, and what that means is I want to know everything that is missing about the triangle. So first let's kind of write down all the information we do know about the triangle. So if I want to know everything about the triangle, that means I want to know all three angles and I want to know all three sides. So I know angle A is 46 degrees and I know angle C is 63 degrees. That's given to us. And because angle C is at the top, directly across from it is our side C, and we know that measurement is 56. So again, SOHCAHTOA does not apply here because this is not a right triangle. We have to use the law of sines. So the three measurements I need are big B, little a, and little b. First calculation we can find is our missing angle. That's the easiest one to calculate right off the bat. So to do that, I know there's 180 degrees in a triangle. So I could say 46 plus 63 plus angle B has to equal 180. So then when I combine like terms on that right hand side, 46 plus 63 is equal to 109. And then I would obviously subtract 109 over, and angle B is equal to 71 degrees. So we found that missing angle. Now, to do the next calculation, so that's our step 1, to do our next calculation, you always have to have a pair, and what I mean by that is you have to have a matching side and a matching angle. So the information that I have the matching set would be our sides, our angle C and side C. So I would say 56, which is our side, over sine of 63 degrees. And let's say we want to find side A first. So I'm going to put side A here, and then I use its matching angle. So I would say sine of 46 degrees. And to get A by itself, I would multiply both sides by sine of 46, or you could think of it as cross multiplying. So if I cross multiplied these, I have A times sine of 63 equal to 56 sine of 46. And to get A by itself, I would divide both sides by sine of 63. So these are going to cancel. And now this just becomes calculator work. For our sides, we're always going to round our sides to be one decimal place. You also need to make sure you're in degrees when we do this calculation. So we'll talk about some calculator work tomorrow. So after doing this calculation, our side A is 45.2. So I can go back over here and I fill that in. So at this point we have one more calculation. The only thing that's missing is our side B. So essentially what we're going to do is the same calculation that I did at step 2 all over again. It's just I'm going to take out the 46 and I'm going to put 71 because that's what angle B is equal to. So let me switch the screen. So I have 56 over sine of 63. I don't know the side B, but I know that its corresponding angle is 71 degrees. So again, to solve this, we're going to cross multiply. So I'll have B sine of 63 is equal to 56 sine of 71. And to get B by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by sine of 63. So on the left side, that's going to cancel. And now I just need to type this calculation in the calculator. So our third side is 59.4. So I'm going to go back a screen real quick to fill this in. So our final answer for the letter B is 59.4. So now the problem is complete because I've solved everything that's missing about the triangle. So let's try one more. Again, it's really important that you're organized when you set this information up. So for our third one, this little symbol right here is just a triangle. So again, I'm going to start with saying A equals, B equals, and C equals. And then I have little a, little b, and little c. And again, the picture isn't incredibly important. I can just phase the picture out and start giving you the information by letters. So based on the information given, I know angle A is 50 degrees. I know angle C is 33.5. And I know little b is 76. So the difference in this problem is the last one right off the bat I was given a pair, meaning I had a matching side and angle. Notice I do not have a matching side and angle at this moment, so it is imperative that I find that missing angle first. So for my first step, I'm going to add 50 plus 33.5 plus b, and I'm going to set it equal to 180 because that's how many degrees are in a triangle. So when I add this up, I get 83.5 plus b equals 180. And then we just simply have to subtract that over. So 180 minus 180 minus 83.5 will be 96.5 degrees. So I can fill this in as 96.5. So now at this point, this would be my matching set of information. So now I can go ahead and start step 2. So step 2 is I take my matching side, so I have 76 over sine of 96.5. And here you can kind of decide which of the angles you want to find first. So I'm going to say let's find side A. So if I find side A, it's over sine of 50 degrees. And to solve this, we're going to cross multiply. So I'll have A sine of 96.5 equal to 76 sine of 50. And then we'll divide both sides by sine of 96.5. And we just have to simply calculate this in the calculator. So tomorrow we'll talk about this. If you have a smartphone, you can use your phones to calculate this, and I'll show you how to do that tomorrow as well. So side A is 58.6. So I can fill that in. And the last thing I need to find is side C, and again, it's essentially the same exact calculation. It's just I need to replace the angle with angle C. So I have 76 over sine of 96.5, and this is equal to C over sine of 33.5 degrees. So we will cross multiply, and I'll get C sine of 96.5 equal to 76 sine of 33.5. And then we'll divide both sides by sine of 96.5. So obviously on the left side that's going to cancel. So let me calculate this real quick. And our side C is 42.2. So if I go back a slide, I'll fill that in. And I found that this third one is 42.2. So now at this point I've solved the triangle. So that's all for today.